colorism was what they call it. That's not the main topic at hand, because now it don't matter what color you is. If you in one of these positions, you're poor. Poor don't care about what color you are. But it all started from somewhere, and it all started with color. So yes, color conversation is important. Yes, class conversation is important, but one is not mutually exclusive without the other. Hey, thank you for watching Power to the Pod, where we're committed to an intellectual integrity and a moral honesty. I'm your host, Superior, and once again, thank you for watching. Now, in this video, I am tired of idiots in suits. I just figured out, just because someone drives a fancy car, just because they got a fancy job title, just because they wear suits and they have all this expensive jewelry and they got that, I hate my life haircut, doesn't mean they know everything. Sometimes it's the exact opposite. They are some of the most stupid, incompetent people you could ever let speak into your ears. I just figured that out after watching this video. It's like, who deemed these people intellectuals? If that, why? I'm assuming with the name brand suits that I'm assuming that they're wearing, who's giving them money? Because they're giving them a lot of money to do what? And after you watch it, if you have half a brain cell, you're gonna be scratching your head. You're gonna be scratching that half a brain cell and trying to figure out exactly the same thing. Let's go ahead and watch the video and let's have this conversation.
You still identify as a black man?
Wasn't that hilarious?
Do you still identify yourself as because I want to know if it's changed.
Yeah, that video. More people see me in airports or whatever and say you're that guy, and I'm like, what are you talking about? You identify as black? I said, yeah, I kind of have to.
Let me finish the question.
Yeah.
Wait, young lady, you can tell immediately to father mode. It was great seeing the exchange.
It's amazing. This is Northwestern University, a pretty highly intellectual.
Have you seen this?
No, I have not.
Oh my God! Can you find when he's explaining it? He'll look for it. Go ahead.
I'm a speaker with Young America's Foundation, so I go on college campuses, and the subject was the Iranian nuclear agreement. And I love foreign policy, national security policy, and so I figured I did pretty good. I nailed this thing, and so they opened up for question and answer. A young lady comes up to me. First question she asked, "Do you identify as black?" I was just dumbfounded. I'm like, where does I mean, we're talking about nuclear agreements with Iran. And I said, yeah, but the sad thing is that we have people in America and even in the black community, they think that your skin color dictates how you think.
Ooh,
and that's one of the big problems that I believe we have.
Okay. Let's go ahead and talk about this, all right? Does your skin color dictate the way you think? The simple answer to that is yes and no. Okay, there's you just can't strictly say yes, you can't strictly say no. On the yes side, no, we're gonna start off with the no side because it's more obvious. Black people are not a monolith. We are not a monolith group. We all don't think and drink and eat the same. We are different individual people with different experience, with different backgrounds, with different goals and ambitions. Obviously, we're not the same. We're going to have different opinions, perspectives, solutions, problems, whatever the case is. We're different people just like any other group, okay? All white people are not the same. All Mexican people are not the same. Obviously, that's an obvious answer. But one particular thing, I think a lot of black people would assume that other black people would be in alignment, would be in agreement, would be in one accord with, is black progression, is black advancement. You know what I'm saying? Because black people, we came a long way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it had to take a lot of unified agreement and understanding to get from where we started here in America to get to where we at now, because nothing was handed to us. White folks didn't look at us with pity like, oh man, we should probably like give them some freedom, right? Give them some rights. You know what I'm like? No, we had to take it. We had to fight for it. We had to educate ourselves for it. We had to put ourselves in these positions to get to where we're at today. And guess what? We ain't finished. You think me sitting here on YouTube, I think I'm finished? You out your mind. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. At some point, it feels like black people need to be in understanding that we need to continue to progress black people. That's one thing that I would assume that, hey, you may not know me, you may not know my struggle, but one thing we should be able to just look in each other's eyes and understand, you a brother and I'm a brother. We need to make sure we're advancing forward. We need to have that we may not see eye to eye on A, B, and C, and X, Y, and Z, but at the end of the day, we need to move forward. That's simple. It's not complicated. So yes, we are different, but then at the same time, we need to be on the same page. You know what I'm saying? You might be at the top of the page, I'm at the bottom, somewhere in the middle, but we need to be on the same page. That's simple.
We have gone backwards in race relations here in the United States of America. And this cultural Marxism that we have been, permeated in our college and university campuses, now they're trying to push it down to the K level. We've got to combat this. I think that's the number one issue that we have in the United States.
What? A lot of at the most, sharing is caring. Like, what you think they're teaching Marxism and socialism to preschool to first graders? At the most, they're teaching sharing is caring. Okay, my God, that's going to destroy democracy as we know it, because we're teaching kids sharing is caring. Look, he got all that gray hair for no reason. For no reason. It's just for show. It's just to match his suit.
People will say what's trending right now is, did you find it? That's the one, the 27-second one. If you just want to click on that. And yeah, I think, but you don't have TikTok? Okay, got it.
Black.
If you do the following, just play this one. It's fine, even though the screen is tiny.
Expand it a little bit, Rob.
Do you identify as black? No, it's a serious question because you might not identify. Can you please put the mic? Thank you. Okay.
When I walked into the room,
I am not done with my question.
Oh, wow.
Oh, young lady.
I'm just asking you to listen to me while
I'm about to answer the first question.
But I didn't finish my question.
Okay. Yeah, I'm black.
What do you think she was so angry about?
Now, before they get into it, you do eat someone like myself. If you feel that fire burning in you, if you find yourself in a position to where you can ask a question to someone that have opposing opinions or whatever, you have to try your best to keep your composure, because I would like to know what her full question was, because it all has to be put in context. Because if you just clip out, do you identify as black, and that's the only thing you clip, then of course that sounds like a weird question. Like, wait, what do you mean? And to be honest, there's some black folks, Candace, Officer Tatum, there's a whole heap of black people. I want to ask them, do you identify as black? Because just because your skin got some melanin in it, don't mean your mind is operating on that level. And when I say operating on that level, like, the consequences to you having melanin in your skin. And if you don't know the consequences, just read some books. You'll understand. So some people may not mentally, intellectually subscribe to this right here. So, I mean, her question could go a whole many different ways. But, of course, when you approach it like that, it's easy for people to discredit you as, oh, you're just being emotional. You don't know what you're talking about because you're excited. You're upset. You have to learn how to kindle that fire and be able to control it, and don't just be tripping out. So
that she wouldn't even let you answer the question. I mean,
well,
for those of us that are not watching on YouTube and just watching Spotify, you are a black man. I can say that, Out loud.
Permanent tan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Great tan.
Well, yeah, it is. I've been working on it for 62 years. I
wouldn't
think
doubt
the
it.
problem is that
I wouldn't doubt it.
you've got professors telling these young kids that skin color is supposed to identify people. This is the identity politics.
Okay. Oh my God, man. This is the I don't want to call these people names because I got in trouble once before. I'm not gonna do it again. But these people are special. First off, if any professor is telling black people you are oppressed and white people are the oppressors, we need to question their credentials. Question their credentials. Because anybody, you don't have to go to school to understand that on its own, just being expressed like that doesn't make any sense. Critical race theory, which is what he's talking about, does not teach that. Nobody who understands what critical race theory is teaching that. Once again, I've said this in plenty of other videos. Look up what critical race theory is and tell me, does that make any sense? And if you're being honest and genuine with yourself, if you hate yourself enough to lie to yourself, that's your fault. Don't blame me. Don't go in my comments blaming me for your insecurities and your lack of intellectual capacity. That's your fault. Okay, but look at what critical race theory means. It means nothing of what he's talking about. Second off, to try to encapsulate slavery in a couple of seconds here, black folks did not, they weren't held in slavery, and they decided to separate themselves from white people to themselves by the color of their skin. I'm pretty sure they had other situations more dire than like, hey, let's have this big old, discussion, this big old distraction on he's white and I'm black. I'm pretty sure they had other things to worry about. The one thing that most of those slave owners, we know who, the one thing that they used to separate themselves from other human beings, to dehumanize them, to see them as property, they literally called them property. The one thing they used to distinguish that, you know the answer. Their skin color. That was the only thing. Not their intellectual capacity, not how tall they were, how short they were, how skinny, how fat. Nothing else mattered. Your skin color is what separated you from having freedom and being a slave. Black people didn't invent that. Why? Why would we do that? Why would we be like, you know what, you're white, I'm black, and I guess I'm the oppressed? So I guess I deserve to be in bondage? Like, no, that was a system created to keep us separate. Even though we're all humans, just different hues, just different shades, it was a system created to keep us as property and as them as owners. What is he talking about? That has repercussions for today. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just look at Fox News for 10 minutes and you'll figure out what the hell I'm talking about. And if you need more education than that, read some books, okay? I can't teach you everything. I ain't got time like that, okay? I got other things and responsibilities to do than to teach you everything. But it's real simple. Black folks fought day after day, century after century, decades after decades to get out of that position. And they know this is the only thing that was holding them back. Why would they want this to be the subject at hand if they know this is the only thing that would get them lynched? So, of course, some things have to be about identity because your identity is what's going to get you killed. Of course. Of course, if I was living back in those days, I would want that to be the number one subject because I don't want to get lynched. I don't want to get killed. I don't want to get brutalized because of the color of my skin. And now in 2023, there's different scenarios and there's different dynamics on what's happening now that is based off of class. But first, after all the ramifications of slavery put us all in one spot, and now it's a class thing. But it started off with race. Look at redlining. Look at just really basic, systematic racism, which there's really no other word for it, that placed all of us in one position. Now, of course, colorism is what they call it. That's not the main topic at hand because now it don't matter what color you is. If you in one of these positions, you're poor. Poor don't care about what color you are. But it all started from somewhere, and it all started with color. So yes, color conversation is important. Yes, class conversation is important, but one is not mutually exclusive without the other. Come on, Simple. Damn, man, I'm tired of teaching y'all for free, man. Damn.
This is the cultural Marxism that is out there. And the fear that these young people have is that they don't want you to respond because they are really afraid of you totally embarrassing them with facts and with knowledge. And the other thing that it shows is a lack of respect for elders. You know, I spoke at the University of Buffalo. I had to be escorted off the campus of the University of Buffalo because black students threatened to hurt me.
I wonder
Now,
why, though.
You know, they probably would have got a can of whoop ass opened up on them because I still have some skills, you know, like Liam Neeson. But the thing is that here you had black students that did not want to listen to what I think is a decently accomplished, you know, member of the black community because I did not agree with their line that America's a racist country.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, I think it's important to point out for those of us that are just watching, not just on Spotify, what have you, she was a black female. Yeah. She wasn't like she was some white girl that was getting nuts over there.
How would you define woke? If you were to define what woke.
Now, this, and we're going to end on this because, like I said, half of the rest of the video is just them brown nosing and kissing each other's behind. But we already know. Now, this is interesting. We already know woke, the word, is a hijacked word. And now most Republicans have hijack that word, and now it's pretty much anything that you feel. Anything that you feel is against your agenda or you feel that is not aligned with your belief, they're just gonna throw it under being woke, okay? Anything that you don't like is being woke. Now, it's funny, his answer to it totally contradicts what woke means, because if you look up the definition of woke, you get something totally different. But now we're in a position to where we can create our own definition of words. But hear his response, and it contradicts the whole conversation. Watch.
Woke means, what does woke mean to you?
Woke means living in a delusion and a reverse reality of there's no objective truth.
There's no
that it's all moral relativism, is whatever situational ethics, what have you. That
what is going on here? What is going on here? I'm not the sharpest knife in the kitchen. I know that. I know my weaknesses. I know my strengths. I don't claim to know everything, okay? But what the hell is he talking about? We're asking a made up definition of a word that if you look in the dictionary, it gives you something totally different. Something totally different. So now we're asking your opinion on a word that's been hijacked. And his answer was, people just, whatever is relative to them, whatever, people just seeking out their own truth is not really hinged, I'm paraphrasing, it's not really hinged to anything that's factual or true. Wait, You just answered that has no bearing on facts, no bearing on truth, and it fits your narrative. That's what you just said. Oh my God, I swear, just because you in a suit don't mean nothing. You can be the biggest dummy in the most expensive suit. That don't mean nothing.
Woke means living in a delusion and a reverse reality of there's no objective truth.
Woke does not mean that. You're in your own delusion. You're in your own multiverse on what woke means to you to benefit your perspective. You're creating your own illusion, talking about an illusion. My God.
That it's all moral relativism, is whatever situational ethics, what have you, that works towards a certain end. And I think that's what we see happening, because none of this makes any sense.
Brother. I know the chances of you watching this is slim to none. Ooh, sweet God Almighty, please. You are making no sense. And I'm trying to be better, okay? I'm trying to be better as a black man here on my platform, which I inspire for it to grow and have, some reach into the communities, into the culture, into the political atmosphere. That's what I'm hoping. So I need to do better when I'm speaking to other black individuals who I don't know your intentions. I don't know your heart here. I don't know your heart. Only God knows that. So I'm not going to disrespect you. And if I did, I apologize, okay? I apologize. But brother, you making it hard with these infactual claims about at least what I heard in here. I don't know who you are. I haven't seen every single clip of what you spoke about in this and this. But after just getting a taste of that, brother, what you doing? So I want to ask a question to you. And I want you to be honest with this. Be honest with your answer, sir. I called you sir. See, I respect my elders, sir. Do you identify as black? Because you confusing me. You confusing me. Answer that question for me. Do you consider yourself a black man? Because your words is telling me something different. Your words is telling me something different. It might be a 65-year-old tan. I might believe that. But once again, if you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, let's have that conversation.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to join the conversation by subscribing. Make sure to tune in next time, and like always, power to you, power to me, power to the people, power to the pod.